Growing up in Cameroon was like hell in heaven, but with both parents still alive before my dad passed away in 2006, was left just for my mom to take care of four kids, three boys and a girl. It wasn't easy for her. Even not for my grandma, who was kind of supportive due to properties that she had to liquidate some so we could go to school to achieve the best in life. And secondly, my mom struggling, a lot of thinking and other likes. The cold hands of death came in 2011, took her off her feet, so we're just left like we're orphans. Probably my mom died when I was about getting through with high school, and my elder brother and elder sisters were in the university, so it was kind of hard for us. The only person we could rely on at that point in time was my grandma. So my grandma, I call her the bread pillar stone of whatever I am today. It's because of her. She said, "You guys must go to school." Actually, I wanted to work for an NGO ever since to help humanity, to fight for human rights, the rights of girl children and young girls, women in general, because that was my passion. And I wished to become a doctor when I was growing up, but as it was going, things had to change. I had to take a different turn in life because I had to study petroleum engineering instead of doctoring. I had to leave school without finishing engineering course. I had to go back now to study environmental studies so as to be integrated with the government, so as to help my family so that we can at least achieve one thing in life, because it wasn't easy. All of us on my grandma, because my dad was her only son, so it was kind of hard on her to take care of four children, all demanding at the same time, so it wasn't easy. We just had to push through. So it wasn't easy. I really had to take chances. A lot of things happened with me within that period, which I did not want to talk about, because molestation, being, it was like, with no parents, you can't stop freely where people are, like, since they know you're an orphan, they like despise you on certain things. Sometimes you sit in your room, you cry, you feel lonely, because even at some point they use it as an abuse. Like, people should bring their parents, and like they know you have no one, and like he has no one, so it was kind of touching and painful, but one just had to push on with. It was hard on us, but things started to change when we started to work. It came out like it was kind of good, even though disparity because of the race in which we come from, because actually I come from the Anglophone part of the country, which is one of the minorities, and we are looked down upon like we don't exist. Even at the job site or anything you do, they always ask, "What part are you from?" "From Cameroon." "Get the hell out of here." I also had passion in movie, so I set up a production house to all that way to bring people closer, so I could talk to them, maybe narrate their stories through movies, teaching and all the other things, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. At one point in time, you feel like we're doing actually nothing we're doing actually nothing to help humanity. You really feel like, what can you do to help? Because the little you do ends up like you're doing nothing. So it was kind of hard on everybody. In 2016, actually, November 23rd, when the lawyers started their strike, so it was kind of, they went on the streets protesting and demanding for their full right, the right of the Anglophone. They were not, I would not actually say they were demanding for their right, because it was actually the Anglophone lawyers who went on the street, because Cameroon has two judicial systems, but they want to implement one, which is the francophone, on the Anglophone system, which is not good. So the lawyers went on the street, which also prompted teachers' long strike action, which the teachers have been talking about. So the teachers joined the lawyers, which now became a lawyer and teachers strike. And basically, on the 5th of December, we have what we call the Coffin Revolution. Yeah. A young guy, a journalist, and a teacher went out with his coffin, stood out, talked to the population that we can't take it. We don't have good roads, we don't have potable drinking water, nothing. We are like second class, and everything about us is like they should go to hell. So the population rioted and they like moved to the various government offices, but to their knowledge, they were being thrown tear gases and the like. So the population got angry. That is how it started. Meanwhile, within that period, I was like covering some images which up to now were confiscated, and some of them got missing because that is part of my reasons running out of the country, because they needed that footages. Which actually, the truth was that the footages got missing, but nobody could ever believe that they got missing. Because on the 8th of December, there was conflict, mass population. That was the day killing started, massive killing. So the population rised because the government tried to use that approach they used in 2008 when they increased the price of petrol and other prices. The population rioted, but when they came out with guns and arms, everybody retreated and life went normal. So they thought they could use the same approach. So when they came to use the same approach, this time they discovered that the kill won 10 rise. In 2016, from December 8, when they started killing, things were not that too rough. But around 2017, it started getting rough. Day by day, people were killed until villages were burned. So with my NGO Blessed Action for Africa, I had to like do a little bit of campaign for people to support, even with used dresses, whatever you can support, so that I could go to the villages, to the butchers, because by then people were already living in forests. I could help young girls with parts, I could help lactating mothers, milk, and I could give dresses to people who don't have dresses. It was kind of touching. On my way back to help those people back in Mamfi, around Kwakwa village inside Mamfi, I was attacked by then sensationist group had started to form, because they discovered that the only way of protecting themselves was self-defense, because the military kills, the military rapes, the military does all sorts of things, but the government or the population never sees it. And the media in Cameroon was like, if you see anything about the government which is contrary to the government in some way, you disappear. Disappearing means you're dead. We mysterious dead. We don't know how it happens. So cameras captured me on the 8th of December, but I did not know. So I was doing. So when I went there, they actually arrested me. The guys arrested me like, you're working for the government to come and know where we are, what we're doing, so they can go tell the government to come and continue to kill us. Yeah, the government is the one that's giving you all these things to come and give, and I told them that no. It is people who have heard your stories around, who gave used dresses, parts, and some money that I used to get some other things to come give you guys. We're 5 in number, we're all arrested, but I was pinpointed because like the civil servant working for the government was kind of hard. And way back before 2016, I was doing some little conferences, both organized by the government and partnership with other organizations. So they thought that it was kind of a collaboration stuff. So I was held there for 2 weeks. and they told me we're doing our investigations. If we discover you have any links with the government, we're gonna kill you. I was there one evening. The commander came and told me, you will go. I did not know where I'm going to. I thought that maybe I was going to die, because when they say you go, you don't know what's your fate. So I was blindfolded. They took me on their bike. They drove for like a few kilometers, and I was left there, tied. My face was tied, but my hand was released in such a way I could untie myself. So he told me to stay there for like 30 minutes before untying myself. So when I untied myself, I did not know where I was actually. So I just had to follow the road. I took the road downward. I did not know where actually I was going. I just discovered that I should be going downward. If I meet where people are, I can ask, where am I? How can I get to town? And I had nothing on me. Unfortunately, on my way down, I bumped into the military. And one was like, that are the guys we should shoot. The other one was like, he doesn't look like them. They were speaking in French. C'est le Abozonian autre said, no, ce n'est pas lui, attendez. And they surrendered me. I told them what had happened. Even though they had to give me physical molestation like slaps, kicks, and put me behind their car. They took me up station at their army camp, where their commander came to like, to Abozonian, I like explained myself. I told him where I was, what I was doing, and he said, he said next time I won't be that lucky, so I should take care.